You didn't do this. You did not do this, San Diego Padres. You did not lose 3 in a row to Pittsburgh after losing back-to-back home games to Washington. You did not do this. This is deplorable. We're going to say some things here that will probably upset a few people, but these are things that have to be said. Have the Padres quit on their manager? Has the manager lost the team? Where the hell is the general manager during the most rotten period of Padre baseball we have seen in a long period of time? And how much more will this owner take before he steps front and center and starts to hold somebody accountable? The Padres lose their 3rd in a row in Pittsburgh. Relief pitcher Tim Hill makes another critical error. 3 errors, 2 games he's pitched in this week, he's lost. Strictly on him. Team is not hitting. You can hold all the closed-door clubhouse meetings you want. You can say all the things about fight, tenacity, confidence, embarrassment. It has to equate to a win on the field. Has not happened. And at the end of the broadcast, I'd never heard this nor seen this before. Don Orsillo, the very popular TV voice, said this is the bottom. This is the lowest it's ever been. Somebody finally, who works for the Padres, spoke the truth, because virtually nobody who, quote, is in the media in this town that covers this franchise is willing to speak out about where it is. Underachievers, have they quit? Has the manager lost them? Please tell me where the general manager is with his team in a tailspin from which there seems to be no end. John?
Well, thank you. I mean, what just an embarrassment today. That play by Tim Hill, when he grabbed the ball, he should have let it go, should have let it go rather than trying to pick it up and force the throw. It almost looked like he intentionally threw it away. I can't believe he would have actually done that. But yeah, this is just disgusting. I mean, this is it's comical. It's become so absurd of how this team is playing. I saw some, chatter online, granted it's social media, but some people are saying maybe Juan Soto and Bob Melvin might be a little friction there because, Juan Soto wants to bat in one of those RBI positions and those two aren't getting along. So I don't know what to believe, but there's got to be some kind of a chemistry thing going on.
Well, I think there is, and I think some of it's got to do with, as we alluded to on our Monday bonus podcast, I think there's friction upstairs between Preller's people, and that manager. The manager has never figured out a batting order that's ever gotten hot. I think that's a big issue. And I think the biggest issue of all, and we were all excited, everybody in our community bought in. That's why they're selling out every home game and why they're averaging over 40,000 per game, second best in baseball, because of who they acquired and the standards those guys had as major leaguers. And at this point in time, now we have to look at it from a very, very different angle. The Padres are paralyzed because of what A.J. Preller did and what Peter Seidler allowed him to do. The Padres paid all their budget to 4 guys. The rest of the roster are made up of, quote, utility guys, dudes hitting under 220. And then, to complicate it, the Fab Four, outside of Tatis, are not playing anywhere near what their standard levels are. Mm-hmm. This is a combination. This is a formula for disaster, and that's why they are where they are right now, almost out of the playoff race, without a lot of ways to change any of the parts. Nobody is going to take any of those contracts. And if you wanted to move Juan Soto, do you think you could get 5-for-1 for Juan Soto now? No. Like you paid to get Juan Soto out of Washington? Absolutely not. Cronenworth has marginal value. Grisham is just a guy making a lot of money. Who's going to trade for a guy making a lot of money? Not much productivity behind home plate. Boegarts looks old. Machado looks lost. Soto is hitting balls on the nose, but he's hitting them at people. And Tatis is having to do it all by himself. And your general manager has gone underground. The guy that is the architect, the guy that gave out all these contracts, the guy that made all the trades, A.J. Preller, is somewhere out there scouting for his next shortstop or his next catcher. To me, the ship looks leaderless. And that may be unfair to say because I think Melvin's tried to do as much as he can do, but they have problems at every layer there is right now. How much longer is this going to be allowed to go on at Petco Park? Either general manager needs to step up and make statements and explain his perspective of why this happens, or owner needs to step up and indicate whether or not there will be accountability because of the way this thing is going.
Well, I think the Mets owner, Steve Cohen, came out public criticizing his team. So, yeah, you're right. It is a bit rudderless. You'd like to see Seidler or Preller make a statement here just to show leadership. They don't necessarily need to throw certain guys under the bus, but they need to show that commitment to winning. I just can't figure this out. I mean, even Bob Melvin in the post-game pressers, he just looks bewildered by it all. And he says, we're just not playing fundamental baseball. We've got to go on a big time winning streak in the second half. He goes, but really, we just need to win one game. And we can't even do that.
I mean, the numbers are horrific where they are sub 500, where they are in one-run games, where they are in extra inning games, where they are 18-22 against sub 500 teams. They've lost 22 games to the worst teams in baseball with the Fab Four lineup and all the money they're being paid and all the frontline pitching they're getting and what was Gold Glove defense. They've lost 22 games to the Pirates and the Royals and the Rockies of the world. You gotta bleep and be kidding me.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and then you look around the league and you see, like that kid, the young kid that's playing for the Reds is lighting it up. There's all this energy in Cincinnati. I saw that they stole home, I think, with the Royals in one of the games recently. Where's that energy with the Padres? It just seems like they just go through the motions. They're swinging, and I see Tatis swinging at balls on the outside half of the plate and grounding into double plays to shortstop. I mean, where is that? That will to win? It just doesn't seem to be there. They're deflated.
Their analytic guys in the other dugout are beating these analytic guys in the Padre dugout. I mean, look at how they've pitched to Soto, Machado, Tatis, Grisham. Have you ever seen so many guys strike out or take third strikes as we have seen in the last couple of months?
Mm-hmm.
We're in Padre brown and gold.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's unbelievable. And obviously they want to use the walk as a strategic part of their game. And they're getting a lot of walks. I think you said they were leading the league.
Yes.
Juan Soto, of course. But it just doesn't seem like they're able to counter, like they always throw down and away to Machado. They always throw high and tight to Tatis, but they've never been able to kind of solve that. And apparently Bob Melvin and Juan Soto said when they came to San Diego, they noticed that the advanced scouting was not nearly as good as where they came from. So it looks like maybe our analytics guys, our scouts, are not giving them the right kind of intelligence going into a series in Pittsburgh on what to look for and how to overcome those pitchers.
You want to do this podcast with me even from left field. So here come the questions.
Okay.
Do you think the players have quit on Melvin?
I'm starting to wonder that, especially after seeing the comments that I had heard about Soto and the friction with Melvin. That's possible. But in the beginning, there was so much respect. You see those pictures of, Machado and getting together with Bob Melvin. But now I'm kind of wondering. I'm not sure.
Do you think Melvin's lost the clubhouse?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I can't say for sure. I'm not back there, but there just doesn't seem to be any energy or any enthusiasm. Makes me wonder if everyone's kind of got a separate agenda.
Is there a persona? I got my money. Did you get yours?
Yeah, that's what we're always wondering that, and they got paid, but you think that they would have a certain level of pride, that they'd want to prove that they are worth it because they don't want to, look like a deadbeat that's just leeching off of a rich owner. They want to show that they're worth it, that they've got the skills and talent, that they're Hall of Famers that deserve these big contracts. So it's easy to suspect that, there are a bunch of overpaid guys that are just, being lazy. But I think they've got to figure out a way just to look within themselves to get this going. They can't give up.
Does a general manager have a responsibility to come out of the shadows and stand up and defend or describe what's happened to the team that he put on the field?
100% yes. Yeah, I think this is where leadership needs to be. I think you can have a little bit of good cop, bad cop, where, one person could be a little bit of the heavy. And if that needs to be from Preller or Seidler, I think there's a way they can do it in a professional way, but in a way that has the appearance of looking like there's leadership up in the front office.
Bottom line, where's the damn leadership on this team?
Mhm.
Because I don't see it anywhere in San Diego.